You're listening to Puma Podcast.
Madaling tumingin sa iba at sabihing, yuck, privileged. Ang mas mahirap gawin, tignan ang sarili. In what ways am I privileged? And what is this privilege for? Hi, I'm Siege Tentengkong Malolos, and today I'm sharing a story from the podcast A Better Normal, hosted by Puma Podcast CEO Carl Javier and featuring a friend of mine, Patch Dulay, the founder of crowdfunding platform The Spark Project. Tara, let's learn how Patch used his privilege for the greater good. 5 minutes lang.
I guess I would always also go back to my experience being able to study abroad. Before I started the Spark Project, I got a scholarship to study in France. And it was already kind of like a privilege for me to be able to go and study abroad, right? And while I was there, not only did I study, but also I did meet a lot of our fellow kababayans there. And it really opened my worldview and also the reality of Filipinos living outside. I've learned that a lot of them are there out of circumstance because they need to provide for their families, unlike myself, who was just there for a scholarship. And, the struggles that they go through. Some of them haven't been home for so many years. They're illegal aliens and so and so. And it brought me to think about like the injustice and that reality of people who are underserved or marginalized. And me, being in that position of being more privileged than they are, how do I react to that? Like, what would be my response to this reality? And which eventually compelled me to go back home to the Philippines. I felt like if I were to do something to change this narrative for the Filipino, also knowing that Filipinos are very talented, how can we change that narrative for them to have opportunities here in the Philippines? And if they go out to pursue other things outside the Philippines, they do it not out of circumstance. And it was when I went home to the Philippines that I started to explore what to do. And that's when I got introduced to different communities. The startup community that was emerging during that time, 2011, 12. And at the same time, it was also the time that social entrepreneurship was also emerging. So that's where I saw some answers. I met a lot of entrepreneurs who were very talented, creating many things. And in my conversations with them, one of their hurdles of getting started is funds. And then I was thinking about what I'll do, like what business should I do? And just combining my knowledge, also my background is in IT, information technology. So, okay, maybe I should create a crowdfunding website. Because I knew about crowdfunding, years back because of Kickstarter. But I found out that Kickstarter does not have presence in the Philippines. So that's where the light bulb moment or the spark of the Spark project came about.
I really like it. You're studying abroad, you have opportunity, you have privilege, and you're like, may injustice dito. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to give back. It's an important thing and not everyone comes to that, diba? Not everyone has that.
I don't want to sound so privileged, but that's also the truth na some people are given more opportunities than other people, diba? I acknowledge that privilege and I think everybody who has privilege should not be ashamed of their privilege, but take it seriously. And by taking it seriously is asking yourself, given the privilege that I have, what can I do to make other people's lives better? Because other people don't have any.
You just heard a guest episode from A Better Normal. For more inspiring stories of Filipinos making a difference, search for A Better Normal on your podcast app. This guest episode was produced by me and edited by Joe Salcedo. The original episode was produced by Jeds Pascual and edited by Joe Salcedo.